So today we are going to be looking at the contributions, uh, all the Arab contributions to the geographical thoughts. Here we are going to be seeing the influence of the Arabs in the development of geography as a discipline. They are saying that, however, geography as a discipline it had declined in Europe. Then around the 17th century, we are seeing now the Arabs, all scholars who had made interpretations, who had tested, who had made some work towards the development of the discipline, had left uh, some parts of Arab. Then they had to shift 1,500 kilometers into the western India. So, despite of their work they had done as Arabs, so their work tried to reduce in Europe. We are seeing people that had translated the works of uh, the works of the great writers, in other words, the geographers. It happened that they had to shift. That means that people who had translated their works, they had to leave until to the Far East, especially in the areas of Indonesia. So that one brought in a gap to the development of a discipline like geography. However, even though there was a decline, we are seeing that very many writers, thinkers, geographers went ahead and wrote about different things. We are going to be starting with uh, a scientist known as Ali Addis, who wrote who wrote a great work or great works of geography as a discipline during the medieval period, whereby he had to write about the climatic zones, especially the 5 zones. In his journeys that he used to make, he used to write reports, he used to observe, illustrate, and also had to demonstrate the 5 zones of the Greek climatic system. And after the research he had conducted, went ahead to publish the information into newspapers concerning the findings. And now when you look at these climate zones they are talking about, we have what we call the temperate climatic zones, we have what we call the tropical zones, we have what we call the polar zones, and now these zones uh, they are more important and more of use depending to the people that made the research. And now below we are going to be looking at why the Arabs developed geography or why they developed the geographical ideas. We are going to be looking at the works these people did and what they encountered in their works. We are going to be looking at the first point, which says that accommodation of the Greeks, Persians, Indians, uh, and the Jews. When we see these people, they came with different works, especially with the work of translating the geography ideas into the Arabic language. It was their work. Then you have another point which says that pilgrimage to Mecca. This accounted by, in other words, the Arabs who were making those journeys, they encountered very many things or geographical phenomena in their movements. So when they observe, this is the information they used to publish in these books and textbooks that scholars read about. We have what we call the trade and commerce. These people were involved in trade and commerce. Since these people were involving in moving distant areas, so in so doing, they are going through what we call different relief. They observed uh, the environment. They found out new things concerning the environment. So in so doing, they had to also observe the information and also write about the information. When we proceed, we are going to see that these people went ahead and also studied the languages of the different races or nationalistic people or different groups of people that were coming from different areas, simply because these people were involved in moving longer journeys. So they had to encounter the languages, uh, they observed the different cultures, which was also a major factor. Below we have some of the contributions. They are saying that they prepared the first climatic atlas of the world, and those were the Arabs. They also measured the circumference of the earth. When you look at the earth, it is spherical in shape, or it is in an oval shape. So these people had to determine the circumference of that earth. So they had to establish the distances concerning the earth. In other words, they also gave an insight in the processes of deposition and denudation. Now, here when you talk about the nutritional processes, we refer to what we call weathering, uh, transportation, erosion, and also deposition. Those are some of the nutritional processes that uh, these people gave in. These processes mainly occur in areas that are hilly or mountainous areas. So they had to give in their insight or their views on how these processes actually used to happen and what may have been the factors that may lead to these processes, as we have said. When we proceed, they highlighted about tides becoming caused by gravitational pull and the gravitational pull of the moon and the sun. Then we proceed and they looked at the salinity of the ocean waters, which was caused by the different colors of the ocean water. Therefore, they proceeded and also studied about the seasons of winds, e.g. the desert areas and the monsoon winds, the desert winds and the monsoon winds. So they also had to give an insight or the overview of those winds depending on a particular area. Then also we are seeing we have here some of question or a note which says that discuss the details of each of the above study of your study, and therefore you should be visiting to find out what more other things the Arabs contributed to the geographical thoughts, as we have said below. We shall be looking at the contributions of Chinese or Chinese contribution to the geographical thoughts.